choisi Jésus pour guider ma vie. Mon bien-aimé Jésus, il est à moi, je suis à lui. J'ai choisi Jésus pour guider ma vie. Mon bien-aimé Jésus, il est à moi, je suis à lui. J'ai choisi Jésus pour guider ma vie. Mon bien-aimé Jésus, il est à moi, je suis à lui. J'ai choisi Jésus pour guider ma vie. Mon bien-aimé Jésus, il est à moi, je suis à lui.
Nous lisons dans Romains au chapitre 1er.
We read in the book of Romans, chapter 1, first chapter.
Chapitre 1er,
Paul's letter to the Romans, chapter
à
1,
partir du verset 18.
from verse 18.
Romains 1er, 18.
Romans 1, 18.
Je lis.
I read
La
this.
colère de Dieu
God's
se
anger is
révèle
revealed from
ici
heaven
contre
against
toute impiété
all the sin and
et
evil
toute
of the
injustice
people
des hommes
whose evil
qui
ways
retiennent
prevent the truth
injustement
from
la
being
vérité
known.
captive.
God punishes them
Car ce qu'on peut
because
connaître de Dieu
what can be known
manifeste
about
pour
God
eux.
is plain to them.
Dieu le
For God
leur
himself
ayant fait connaître.
made it plain.
En
Ever
effet,
since God created the world, His invisible qualities,
sa puissance
both His
éternelle
eternal power
et sa divinité
and His
se
divine
voient
nature
comme à l'œil nu
have been clearly
depuis la
seen.
création du
They
monde.
are perceived
Quand on les
in
considère dans
things
ses ouvrages,
that God has made.
ils
So
sont donc
those people have no
inexcusables,
excuse
car
at
ayant
all.
connu Dieu,
They
ils ne
know
l'ont
God,
point glorifié
but they
comme
do not
Dieu,
give
et ne
Him
lui ont point
honor
rendu grâce.
that belongs
Mais ils
to
se
Him,
sont égarés dans leurs
nor do
pensées,
they
et leur
thank
cœur sans
Him.
intelligence
Instead,
a été
their thoughts
plongé dans les
have
ténèbres.
become complete nonsense, and their empty mind are filled with darkness. They say they are wise, but they are fools. Instead of worshipping the immortal God, they worship images made to look like mortal human beings or birds or animals or reptiles. And so God has given those people over to do the filthy things their hearts desire, and they do shameful things which each other. They exchange the truth about God for the lies. They worship and serve what God has created instead of the Creator Himself, who is to be praised forever. Amen. Because they do this, God has given them over to shameful passions. Even the women pervert the natural use of the sex by unnatural acts. In the same way, the men give up natural sexual relations with women and burn with passion for each other. Men do shameful things with each other, and as the result, they bring upon themselves the punishment they deserve for their wrongdoing. Because these people refuse to keep in mind the truth, the true knowledge about God, He has given them over the corrupt mind, to corrupt minds, so that they do the things that they should not do. They are filled with all kinds of weakness, evil, greed, and vice. This text give the summary of what is taking place in humankind. In this humankind, there is a group of people who have decided to put God aside. They have decided to refuse God. They have decided that man is a chief, is to command. Those people, God condemned them because He says, within themselves they know that God exists, because the greatness and the power of God is visible to you in the universe. You can see it. God said, these men has no excuse. You can go to the maternity to see the joy when a baby is born. It gives joyful not only to the parent but to the old people, nurses, doctors who are there. There is something abnormal in that joy. It is something not natural. Look at the flowers, the beautiful flowers. There's something unnatural. You see the lions, when you see the small of the lions, the baby of the fox are white. When I see even the bears, babies, when I see them swimming in the water, even the water is very cold. If you see how can you say that God doesn't exist if you see that kind of things? It is in the book of Genesis chapter 3 that the beginning of the problem. What we have read about Romans comes from the book of Genesis. We used to speak about people concerning sexual immorality, about violence, murders. We say they are evil. Those people who are addicted to drugs, but the very problem, it is not that. This is just a consequence of the problem of human being. But the fundamental problem is that man has refused God. Man has refused that God is his creator. Man is ingrate. As we've read in Romans, because of this, because they don't accept God, God have left them slave of their own intelligence. They live in contradiction. Man say, it is my own reasoning, I am a champion. How can man say that God doesn't exist? He doesn't have any proof of that. It's tell other people. Tell other people, give out the proof of the existence of God. As you haven't given out the proof, so God doesn't exist. But otherwise, you also can give out the proof that God doesn't exist. Today, if we ask people in 2 hours, within 2 hours, to give proof that kangaroos exist, we say, I saw it on TV. We say, no, we haven't seen it, but it doesn't exist. So, because he hasn't given us any proof of the existence of kangaroo within 2 hours, don't kangaroo exist? Kangaroos exist. But those people who pretend themselves intelligent, clever, don't even realize that when they say God doesn't exist, they are not wise, because they can't demonstrate it, they can't prove it. If I say today that there is a star named Senegal, if someone tells me it is not good, it is wrong, that man must prove me that I am wrong. What is written in Romans chapter 1? God says those people have gone mad, but they believe that they are wise. Because to make truth on earth, you must give proof. But what is a proof? But those people prefer to stay in this system. It is false reasoning. And it is written, God has led them in their madness. In Genesis chapter 3, it is written that the serpent was wiser of the most animals. He said to the woman, God has really said that you don't eat any fruit of the trees in this garden. The woman answered, we can eat all the fruit in this garden, but about the tree which is in the middle of the garden, God said, you mustn't eat it. But the serpent told the woman, you won't die. But God knows the day you'll know, you'll eat, your eyes will be open and you'll know everything, the evil, likewise the good. The woman saw that the truth was good to eat and precious to open the minds. She took that fruit and ate it. And she gave it to her husband, which was next to her. And she ate. He ate him. You know, one of the arguments which push people sinning, it is written here. The woman saw that this tree was good to see, and It gave intelligence. When people see what I do is good for me, no one must prevent me to do what I want. If it is good for me, if I can kill myself, let me kill myself. The problem today, we're not speaking about a small group of people who are wicked. We're speaking about people who are indifferent, people who are living like sheep. The small group is opposing God. Those people are going to hell. Not only they want to kill themselves, they want to legalize that suicide. They want to make people accept that it is good to commit suicide. Not only they do that thing, but they encourage other people to do the same. And other people follow them. But today, it is go out of them. You must go out of them. Don't be indifferent or distracted. There is a choice to make on earth. You choose God, or you know that you are with the evil one. If you're indifferent, you're going to be part of the bad people. Indifferent people are going to be part of the evil people. God doesn't impose himself to people. He just asks people to choose. But look at the way dictators do. Even in France, they impose laws to people. But God said, no, you must choose. In the chapter 3 of Genesis, Eve said, this fruit is wonderful, it's good. Why can't I eat it? Even people say, if I am a man and I love another man, what is the problem? Why not? It is good for me. Cannabis is good for me. Why not legalize it? It is good for me. I want to kill myself. Why not legalize killing? We have come here, not only people do bad things for them, but they want also oblige other people to do the same, to accept them as being the truth. We are here what it is written in the book of Isaiah. Woe to the people called good, evil, evil, good. We are living the end time when people are going away from the word of God. People are confusing between truth and lie. They call good, evil, evil, good. In the past, people used to commit suicide. They were homosexual. But today, they want to impose themselves to other people. That's the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. Before the judgment is going to come after the end of the time, they were kind of head of the world at the time of Noah because of violence. And at the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, God destroyed the two cities because of homosexuality. And before these destructions, God take away, put them go out. He make Noah go out in the ark and make Lot go out from the cities. Today God say to you, go out from these people who are indifferent, who are working as sheep, who are following wicked people. You must go out from those people. You must take position, take a stand. There's no neutrality. It is not like Switzerland. No. You must be with God. No, or with the evil one, the devil. In the chapter, verse 7, the eyes were open, and they knew that they were naked. They took the leaves of the fig tree and made a cloth for themselves. And they heard the voice of God speaking the garden, and they hid themselves. But God said to man, where are you? He said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I'm afraid because I'm naked, and I'm hiding myself. God said, who tell you that you are naked? Have you eaten the tree I have forbidden to do? But the man said, the woman you put beside me, she has given me the truth to eat. And God said to the woman, why did you do that? The woman answered, the serpent tell me to do it. God is going to judge man. God was hungry with man because God told man not to do that. Since that time, man is now dying. Man is rebellion. God wants to warn us. He wants to tell us. God is going to justify himself. He is going to punish those who are rebels. But he is asking today to the people who have not made the choice till now, those who are indifferent, it is time to choose. Before the time God is going to punish the rebels, you must come to God. Because man have become a rebel. God said, no, don't go with the rebels, because God is going to punish them. He's going to punish them. Go out. You say, I've got no stand, no position. If you have got no stand, it means you accept the law of the bad great majority of people. They are going to kill children, to kill widows. You say, no, I don't have any stand. You say, I have no stand. The word is like this. No. If you are a human, it's normal. You say it is not normal to kill kids, to kill women. If you say, I have no stand, we know clearly where you are. He can convince himself you are neutral, but really, you are protecting your own interests. You are afraid to take a stand. You are afraid to lose your prosperity. You must choose. All people who are indifferent, people who follow what is said in television, they will be judged at the end of time. But they refuse what is evident from God. The book of Romans chapter 1 says, it is evident to see what God is. If you say they don't understand what God says, it is wrong. At the beginning they refuse, but at the end they become blind because of Satan. But they don't want to accept God. Adam did it at the beginning. He flew away from God. God said, where are you, Adam? He said, I'm here, Eden. As the same way man does. Man knows that what he's doing is bad. That's why man hides himself. He doesn't want to confront the presence of God, the reality of God. He doesn't want to think about what he's doing, if God exists or not. He doesn't want to know about it. He wants to avoid that thinking because he knows himself that what he's doing is not good. You want to create a kind of confusion. As a proverb said, every cat is grey at night. Man lives in kind of darkness where everything is grey. When you do something wrong, you say, oh, every people do the same. When you say evil, people say, don't do that. No, everybody does this. Why not me? Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Jesus from Nazareth said, he said, I am the light of the world. No one can hide himself. Everything will be clear. The darkness will not prevail on earth. This is rebellion. As it began. And it becomes darker in Genesis chapter 11. All the earth had one language. As they went from the east, they came to Phoenicia and tell to one another, let's make bricks and put them to fire. And they had bricks are stone, and they said, let's build a town and a tower which top reaches the sky, and let's make ourselves known so that we can be scattered all over the surface of the earth. God went down and saw what men were building, and God said, they are now one people, and they are speaking one language, and nothing will prevent them from doing what they want to do. Let's go down and confuse their language so they can't be in union with one another, and so they can be scattered all over the surface of the earth. And they ceased to build the town. It is a place called Babel, where God confused the language of human being. Man, when has been cast from Eden, man now began to live in life which is not in the will of God, in disorder. But man said, no, we want to make our own system, to build our system without God. As is written in the book of Isaiah, the glory of God filled all the earth. In the book of Romans, it is that the consciousness of God exists, is in the heart of every man. But people want to free themselves from the conscience that God exists. They want to build other things which is exterior to man, something striking in order to put the consciousness of God in the darkness. They don't want to see the light of God. God said, this is a lie. Because I have created people. God said, I have created you. You are mine. Because I have created you. You can't do what you want. I think the example of a car which says, I can't go to Paris, I can't go to Belgium. You want to start the car said, no, I don't want to go where you want, lead me. You say, no, I am the owner of you. I'm your owner. So you don't want to go with me? I'm going to destroy you. You are my car. How can man will live without God as God has created man? It is rebellion. Rebellion, total rebellion. And God said, I'm going to punish those rebels, to deal with them. God scattered them. He said, I am God. You want to give yourself a noun, a name. You want to build a tower. Today people are not building this tower as Bible, but they are living their own life. The Spirit of God is not leading them. It is the same logic. They decide what they want to do. When Paul converted himself to God, the Lord said to Paul, the apostle, I am the one who's going to lead you to the places I want. You're going to learn how to suffer for my name. The Lord told Peter, do you love me? Peter answered, yes, I love you. Jesus told Peter, I'm going to put my belt on you and lead you on the way you don't want to go. Many people who come to the church, but they don't want to submit to God's authority. They do what they want. They are just religious. They say, I am Christian. But it is not the fact of being officially Christian that you'll be saved, but God must be really your king. Now you are saved. If God is really your master, your chief, now you be saved. It is not the fact of being within a religion. No, you must belong to God. It is through Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who came down to tell us about God. Today's rebellion is still going on. You know that. It is surprising, amazing. The book of Genesis, we read it. It is the first book of the Bible. Let's read the last book of the Bible. The book of Revelation, chapter 20. We began with the book of Genesis. Now, it is the beginning of humankind on earth. Now, let's read the end of humankind. Revelation chapter 20. At the beginning we read in the book of Genesis, Satan has lied Eve in order to bring her to rebel against God. Even man has been chased from the Garden of Eden. Man were powerful at the time. He can live with animals without being attacked by animals. Man gave name to the animal. But the man out of the Garden of Eden became weak. He was now afraid of serpents, afraid of lions. Instead of that fact, they gathered together to attack God, to rebel against God. It's the same thing what will happen at the end of time. Revelation chapter 20, verse 7. After the 1,000 years are over, after the 1,000 years, it is said that the Lord will come down to establish his authority, and Satan will be in prison for 1,000 years. And the people won't be under the rule of Satan at that time, as Satan will be in prison. It will be touched in prison at that time. It is written, after the 1,000 years are over, Satan will be let loose from his prison, and he will go out to deceive the nations scattered. So, he will come to deceive the nations scattered over all the world. It is this time all the nations are now being deceived by Satan. Even Americans come with money. I have a friend of mine who is a doctor, who is working in international programs. He's Congolese. He's told me in Congo there were no homosexuals declared, but today there are groups we are called homosexuals. Where does this come from? It is from Americans who give money, $500,000 given by Americans. They are giving money. Nations are deceived. We see here in France, as Francis Rin, how can't a president who is not married oblige other people not to marry? And we know the scandal today is going through. The world is destroying. At the beginning, Satan just deceived Eve. Then, at Babel with the tower, now it is the time the evil one is going to seduce, to deceive all the nations. He's going to deceive all the nations. Gog and Magog. Satan will bring them all together for battle. As many are the grains of sand on the seashore, they spread out over the earth and surrounded the camp of God's people in the city that loved Jerusalem. But the fire came down from heaven and destroyed them. That will be the last movement. The evil one is going to deceive all the people, all the nations. And they were as numerous as the sands on the seashore. They will say, even if Jesus is powerful, but we are more numerous. Then fire came down from heaven and destroyed them. After that will come the last judgment. One day man will rebel against God face to face. Face to face. His problem in the Garden of Eden, it is to be like God. Satan told man, you can be as God. Why do you want to have another God? He doesn't want you to eat the fruit. If you eat the fruit, you will be your own God. But man had everything. God said, I give you everything, you're going to reign over this creation. But man wanted to be equal to God. It is pride. Today it is the same thing Satan told people. You don't need God. You can be your own God. Adam, we can understand that it can be easily trapped because he was perfect. He couldn't die at the time. He couldn't be ill. He was powerful. But we can understand his situation. That he can, yes. But today, man, I want to sit on that point. Man who has known what defeat is. Do you know the solution man gave? It is by death. God said, we're going to know between you and me who is really God. You're going to die. From that time on, man is dying. Man who dies, how can he to be as great as God? It is amazing. It is the pride of man. The pride of man today is more than the one of Adam. Because Adam, before falling into sin, he was strong, he was superior to animals. But man today is superior to animals just when he gathered with other people because of his work. But Adam was naturally superior to animals. Our pride is higher than the one of Adam. Sometimes we go to hospital to see people who are very old, and we see people important, unable to care about themselves. You're weak. You can't even feed yourself. But you deny God. It is the pride of today. The man who is mortal. God say, I am higher than you because you die. God say, you're going to die, and we know who is the strongest. But there is something positive about death. Death is something, the benefit for man because it allows resurrection. The first thing dies, then something new is rebuilt from the resurrection. But demons doesn't know what death is because they know they are wicked, because they know that at the end of time they will be cast into the lake of fire. But God has decided death to show that God is God. It is the consequence of the sin, and it is also a way to save man. Death today is a way for us to say, I am smaller than God. What I have, it will be laid away. One day I can die. It is a good thing because one day the resurrection will come. Instead of doing this, understanding this, man rebels against God. It is something, it is madness, pure madness. How can man, which is weak, he says, God doesn't exist. Do you know how man wanted to avoid what death is? But because death shows man that he is weak, it is man as now says that dead people are important. That's why they began to pray dead people. They give answer offering to dead people. They consider that dead people have got power on earth. Man is stable. Since the Garden of Eden, since the fall, man has never ceased to oppose God. God has said, now you die. But people now are going to pray for dead people, to make a cult. They make a skull of people who are died. They pray that people, they make some hearts in which they put the bones of people. They pray skull. It is a way to oppose God. A way to say to God that death make us strong. You have not overcome us. Our ancestors are here to help us. That's why when you read the Bible, God doesn't want, God is against contact with dead people. Because man uses that contact with dead people to say to God, you have not overcome us. Our ancestors die, they come back to life.
Nous sommes à une époque où les gens disent, nous on est évolué, nous ne croyons pas que les gens qui sont morts nous aident.
Today people say we are evoluted, we don't think that people who are died can't help us. But that is another strategy. What people do, when people die, they are honored. There is a kind of devotion. When they were alive, the people were ill-treated. There were bad things said on them. They were written on newspapers. But when they die, now they speak about them. Oh, they were good people. They had good heart. They were good-hearted man. They had good voices. They show all the qualities. Now, do you know the statues are made of Nelson Mandela? We don't understand that man is going, he's telling God, we have got another God, which is Mandela, who is dead, but he's our God. How can we say that he's strong? He's dead, so he can't be strong because he's dead. Death says that this man is not strong. This man was strong, so quick, so fast, so beautiful, so rich, so wealthy. How can he die? It would be for us an occasion, an opportunity to think about that situation. We would say, if this man has died, why not me? Because he was stronger than me. He was more powerful. He was more intelligent than me. He's dead. Instead of thinking about this, but man made all kind of ceremonies to transform, to hide this defeat, to make it something glorious. They put flowers, they buy one of the best coffin, they made processions, they made speeches. I have never seen in a cemetery that this man is quite evil and it's a good thing that he has died, God has taken him. Never, never. They always said good thing. Even Hitler, if today, if he was buried, people would have said, oh, this man was a good man. Death, which is defeat, people transform it into victory. They made all kinds of ceremonies. We have seen it, just Eusebio, a football player from Portugal. He's dead. Instead of crying and saying, oh, this man was so powerful when he played, how can he die? From heart attack. He was 71 or less. But there are other people who are 85, who have not made sport. They are alive. They are in good health. Instead of saying, but we believe that sport will make us live longer, to be 100 years. No. They say 3 days of funerals for this man. National funeral for 3 days. They put the coffin in the stadium and everyone comes here to adore, to worship the dead man. They say the dead man has won. Oh, he's dead. Let's react. Even a fly can overcome the power of this coffin. But man has transformed what is defeat in victory because they are rebellious. If they accept that it is defeat,
Dieu.
They must consider who God is. They must admit that God is. They admit that death is defeat. They would say, what can we do to be winners? If they admit that death is defeat, now they are going to look for what good solution is to enter in the victory. So, to turn to God, because who was the one who has overcome death? Even I know me. I know that God, Jesus, will resurrect me and I will go to heaven with him. But I am sad to know that Michael Jackson is dead, that Whitney Houston is dead. I'm sad to see all that kind of life, people dying. 50 years. It touched me to see people dying. But we say, what is the solution? But man, avoiding to look for the solution, it transforms death to something glorious. But it is defeat. Look at what man is doing. And the people, they don't have any time to think about themselves, to ask questions, to wonder. They are now plainly in festivities. Even in some countries in Africa, when there is a funeral, it is a place where people are there to show their clothes. They made up, they put chains, golden chains. They don't have any time to think about themselves. They don't have to think about God. God saying, I am God, think about your future. No, people don't have time to think about that. But I warn you, God will punish. He will punish all the rebellious people. Today, I say, go out from the camp of rebellious. You reject God. Where do you come from? Where do you come from? Have you been created by yourself? Did you create yourself? We, small ones, we wonder ourselves how to go out from this camp of rebellious. One day, when people told me, one day, one man has overcome death. Who that man is? Jesus, the Son of God. Jesus said, I am the resurrection of life. But we, with the people, small people, we say, let's go to the camp of Jesus, on the side of Jesus. Because on the other side, it is the side of the world, the side of Mandela and other people. But we want the side of Jesus. We don't want to choose people who die and stay in the grave. We want those who die but come to life again. What do you choose? Who do you choose? Eusebio, the football player, is dead. Chanel. She has died too. She has died. She has died. Yves Saint Laurent, he has died too. Choose Jesus of Nazareth. He is the living one. He says, I am the resurrection and life. John chapter 11, verse 25. Jesus taught him, I am the resurrection and life. Whosoever believes in me will live even if he dies. The one who believes in me will live even if he is dead. The one who said, told man, the day you sin, you die, is the one who said, I go to the cross to crucify the old creation and to bring out the new creation. The one who comes with me, together will die, together will come to resurrection. Why do I go to the cross? Because your condemnation of human being, I take it with me. And if I die, I undergo through death for you to have my life. Jesus has proved that he is creator. He has resurrected dead people. We have read it. He has just resurrected. The dead man was 4 days in the grave. People are in rebellion. I just warn you, don't participate in that rebellion. They are telling good truth, lie. When a baby in the womb of the mother, they say no, it is not yet a human being. To kill a man, people, to kill a baby, they say it is good thing. I heard one politician from Social Party. They say, we know that man, our president, is a good man. Even he lives with a man or a woman, he is a good man. When man has created people, he has created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Eve. No. They are against God. They are in wrath with God. Because they are in defeat. They are failed. But this would have made them realize that one day I will die even if I say anything. But they have transformed death in another thing. There is a kind of defeat. It is open. They call what is right wrong, what is wrong right. They are rebellious. They are rebel. And they want to kill someone. Because they say the new law, Leonetti, in France here, they say, we're going to stop feeding that person because we want that person to die, because we can't give that person's well-being. But there are some judges who are still stubborn in the good way. They say, no, that person must live. We have got troubles. We have got rebels everywhere. The Lord said, I send you as sheep among wolves. God said, go out from rebels. Stop from being neutral. If you are neutral, you find yourself neutral, it means you belong to the group of rebel people. They gather together to stop, to oppose the idea of the existence of God. They have got another meaning today. Do you know that? Wars. Haven't you noticed that everywhere when we see wars, they are religious wars? Maybe not, but they are looking for power. But our media transform that into religious wars or religious conflicts. As in Centrafrique, they call them Christian. They are not Christian. They are idolatries. But the media call them Christian because they just are called Paul, Michael. But a real Christian can't take a gun and go and kill another person. It is not possible. It's the Bible. And the media say, look at how the religious is destroying people. In Iraq, religion. In Syria, religion. In Egypt, religion. Everywhere, they speak about religion. That is the aim, to oppose God. They oppose everything which is in link with God. If that anything which is related to God, they don't want it. They ask question to people about the President Hollande with his scooter. People say, no, it is his private life. It means in my private life, I can be drunk addict. If I don't take drug in my office, so there is no problem. But we know that if you take drug at home, you will do it one day in your office. They want to convince us that someone can be dishonest at home and be honest for the country. He is dishonest in his neighboring, and they say that he can be honest with people who are under his rule in the country. It is not possible. The President Hollande doesn't know 99.9% of people in France. They want to convince us that a president can be dishonest at home, so he will be a good man to the French people, to the majority of the French people. It is not possible. And when the man is caught in evil, they say, no, it is his private life. It means in his private life, he can do whatever he wants. He can be a good man in public life. Let's think about it. It is not possible. With the people who are around you, you are dishonest. How can you be good to people who are unknown to you? It is false. It is just because they don't want the truth. They don't want purity. They just want to be in the sin. So they don't want to denounce the sin of the other people. As we said, at night every cat is grey. It is the objectives. It is rebellion. People are in rebellion. The book of Romans, chapter 1. The wrath of God is upon people because those people know that God is, but they don't want. They don't want to be ruled. They want to be God themselves. That's the problem. Haven't you seen how many people demonstrated in the streets because they didn't want that kind of marriage? But the government didn't accept what people asked. They say, we have got our own way to do things. They are ruled by the devil. They want to dehumanize human beings. What is the difference between the sin you commit and another sin which you want to say that this sin is good? You can rob. You say, I want to stop it because it is not good. But the Bible says, woe to the people who call good evil, evil good. But they are going to contradict everything God has created. Homosexuality, it is contradiction of what God has made, because God has created man and human. At the beginning, God has created man and woman, but they are now giving contradiction to it, promoting homosexuality. They say, Eve, as Eve saw that the fruit was wonderful, good to eat. This is the same thing. What I consider good, how can it be evil? So, when people kill, as it is good for them, let us consider that it is good to kill. No. They want just to do as Eve. Oh, it is good for me, so there is no evil in that. But you are not your own chief, your own ruler. God has created you. You can't decide what is good, what is not good. You are not the one to decide that. But today, slowly, they are preparing things, making things ready. They are giving out a new theory. They are showing a new theory. There is no man, no woman. Everyone is going to choose to be man or woman. It is a theory of gender. If there is a couple of homosexuals, so we say they are not really homosexual because we don't know who is man, who is woman in that couple. They are contradicting what God has said it clearly. In the past, people committed sin, but they didn't know that it was not good. But today, they are saying that sin is good. It is a sign that we have reached the end of time. Now we have come to the end of time. Let's listen to what God is saying. Go out from those people. Go out from that camp. The camp of the people who are indifferent. People say, oh, I'm not homosexual, but you are indifferent. When people are promoting homosexuality in your neighboring, you say, I'm neutral. It means you are amongst them. You are in the side of the people who are in rebellion. They are putting worldly rebellion, worldwide rebellion. We must go out from that. We must depart from that. To depart from that, it means come to God. And you let God lead your life. Many say, I don't steal, I don't lie. But you go to the church, you live as you want. But to come to God is not going to the church every day. Today, what obliges you to eat every day? Can you tell me who has obliged you to eat every day? I'll give you an example. Who is the one who obliged you to breathe every day? Nobody. To come to the church is the same thing. It is likewise. Nobody obliges us. We come because we are thirsty of God. As you are thirsty of water, we are thirsty of God. To come to God, it is not to come to the church every day. No, it is to give yourself to God. Because you recognize that I have got a Creator who has given His only Son at the cross for me. So I want to be in the union with Him. I want to live with Him. I want to have the same ideas as Him because I've been created in His own image. Christians who are neutral, we are observers. One day they will end up in the camp of the enemies because they are going to treat the Christian who are with God extremism. Because when they heard that one Christian has gone to Indonesia to save the Indonesian and he has been killed by Muslims, moderate Christians are going to say, oh, this man is not responsible because he has led his children and go and preach the gospel. But what's wrong to go and preach the gospel to the people who are in the darkness? Those Christian moderates who say, why not to gather together in ecumenism? We say, no, we can't gather with people who are not the truth. You must go out, depart from the neutral side. In the book of Revelation, chapter 18, it is said, depart from them, go out from them, my people. Come out from them. Revelation 18. I saw another angel descending from heaven, and the earth was lit by his power. And I heard a voice, it has fallen, Babylon. It has become the refuge of every evil bird. And I heard another voice from heaven, which said, gone out from them, my people, so that you will not participate with his sin. In the different people, there are the people of God. The people of God is among the people who are indifferent. Our job, our work is to look for those people, to tell them, go out from that camp, because it's not our world. Go out from that system. Don't approve them. Don't participate to what is going on them with your silence, with your neutrality, with your system of being moderate Christian. No. You must go into the struggle. It is written in the Bible. Woe to the people who are not doing the work of Job with authority, with strength. The Pharisees told Jesus, "Oh, we are also the Son of God." But Jesus said, "No, no." There are people who say that they are Christian, but they are not engaged. They are not with God totally. They just have the label of being Christian. They don't have the life of Christian. Their life is not consecrated, is not to God. Paul is an exception. Paul, it is a rule. We can live totally. As Paul the Apostle said, I want people to do as me. It's not exception. Two things today. To the people who is indifferent. Go out from the system. Come to Jesus and let Jesus bring you to the heaven. The second thing, to the people who say themselves Christian, it is time to go fully in the work of God. But the one who is going to neglect the appeal of God is going to become weak and to become indifferent and to become immoderate and to be swallowed by the world. You know one thing. When someone pulls you and you don't react, you go with him. If you resist, he can't pull you anymore. People who are just still, standing still, say, I'm just a Christian. They are going to be pulled. But the one who's fighting, we're going to resist. Luke chapter 16. We're going to end with that. Luke 16. Go out from them, my people.
Non, excusez-moi, je crois que c'est Matthieu 16 plutôt.
Matthew, excuse me. I would say Matthew, chapter 16. The Gospel of Matthew, chapter 16.
Matthieu 16. Les pharisiens et les sadducéens abordèrent Jésus et pour l'éprouver lui demandèrent de leur
So Pharisees and Sadducees
Jésus leur répondit,
who came to Jesus wanted to trap him. So they asked him to perform a miracle for them, to show that God approved of him. But Jesus answered, when the sun is setting, you say, we are going to have fine weather, because the sky is red. But Jesus said to us today, don't you see that today there is an organization, worldwide organization, which is taking people into a kind of corridor which is evil? Don't you see that? Even Russia, which is so powerful, is threatened not because they are making war in Chechnya, because they are just against homosexuality. Russia is threatened. You must understand the sign of time. We are living the end time. Remember about the parable of the Good Samaritan. That man was being robbed, beaten up, and abandoned by the wicked. There was a Levite, the one who served in the temple, who served in the temple, who gave the offerings. He saw that man, who he would be a man of God. He laid the man dying on the way, on the road. He said, if I had these people, maybe the wicked are going to
C'est ça les chrétiens indifférents.
Kill me, take me.
Ils veulent pas.
No.
Ah, non, moi, cette
In
histoire
different
de
Christian,
prière, là, non.
do the same thing, do the
Je
same.
veux pas.
They ask
Moi,
the
j'attends
same.
le ciel.
They say,
Oh,
no,
on
I don't do
dort.
that. I just
Ils s'enfuient.
pray for myself to go to heaven.
Le sacrificateur, lui encore, c'est plus au niveau supérieur.
But the priest,
Homme de Dieu.
the one
Il
who is
voit
higher,
le
the man of
monsieur
God,
ensanglanté,
he saw
il dit,
that
oh,
man, the bloody man.
ça chauffe de ce côté.
He
ici.
said, oh no,
Je crois
it's
qu'il a
too
dû
dangerous to be
pousser sa
here.
soutane 100 mètres.
So
comme,
he
40.
ran away.
Et il est venu ce qu'on appelle le bon
And there
Samaritain.
come the
Un
good
homme qui
Samaritan.
avait la bonté de Dieu
That
dans son
man
cœur.
had
L'a dit,
the goodness
on ne
of
peut pas
God.
laisser quelqu'un
He said, no, I
souffrir dans
can't
son
let
sang.
that person suffering in the
Il
middle
l'a
of
pris,
the
il l'a
road.
emmené chez un aubergiste. Il a
He
payé
brought
pour sa
that
chambre.
man
Il a
to
payé
the
pour
hotel
les soins.
and
Il
he
a dit,
paid
en retour,
for
je
him,
payerai ce
for the
qui
medicine, for
reste.
everything.
Ça c'est beau. Hein?
It is so
C'est
beautiful
ça, Dieu.
as an example.
Les gens qui
That's
disent
our
je suis
God.
chrétien,
If you say you're
qui restent
Christian,
neutres,
you're neutral,
Dieu n'en veut pas.
God doesn't want you.
Il faut faire un choix.
You must make a
On est à
choice
100%
to be fully from God
ou c'est rien.
or not at all.
Choisissez qui vous voulez servir.
Choose who you want to
Les
serve.
gens qui disent, ah, mais les gens qui
People who
prennent
said,
les églises comme étant les églises d'autres personnes.
say,
Non,
the church is
moi,
for
je parle
other
du
people.
monde entier.
No.
Dans n'importe quelle église,
Everywhere in the
c'est mon
world
église,
I've
c'est
gone.
l'église de mon père.
It is the church of
C'est pas
my
l'église d'autres
father.
personnes.
It is not the church of other people. It is the church of my
L'église qui est en Suède, c'est l'église de mon père.
Father. When I
Si
go
je
to
rencontre-
Sweden,
si je vais dans une église
if I
suédoise,
enter
je suis chez
a
moi,
church,
chez mon
it
papa.
is I feel at home because it is the church of my father. The Samaritan didn't say it is the Jews who has been beaten. He said, no, it is a human being. I can't let him like that.
Et vous voulez que nous on laisse
And
tous ces
you
païens, comme
want
Dieu a dit à
us to
Jonas,
let people
qui ne savent reconnaître leur gauche de
who
leur
doesn't
droite
know
parce qu'ils
what
sont
the right way is,
modélés par la télévision,
as Jonas
ils sont trompés
said,
par les politiciens. Nous on va les laisser.
for the people of
Sous
Nineveh,
prétexte que nous voulons mener
the
une
people
vie
who are
tranquille. C'est faux.
gone astray by
Je
politicians,
peux vous dire que dans
we
les temps
don't
à
let them.
venir, ben, il y aura des
In the
raisons
coming
pour
times,
davantage de nous critiquer.
they are going to criticize us. They will have reasons because we're going to
Comme Dieu a
fight.
donné l'instruction,
As
puisqu'on me dit que le temps est
God
fini.
has
Dans
given
Actes des
instructions
Apôtres 26, 17,
in
il
the
a dit
book
à
of
Paul,
Acts, chapter
je
26,
t'envoie au
as
milieu des
God said to
païens
Paul,
et des Juifs
I send you
pour
among
leur ouvrir les yeux,
heathens to open the eyes of them,
des ténèbres
to
de Satan.
bring them from the darkness to the light of God,
Eh ben, c'est le
to the
boulot qu'on va
power
faire.
of Satan to God.
Parce qu'on veut comme le bon
It's what we're going to do
on s'est dit
because
que
we
ce
want
sont les humains.
us, the good
Nous
Samaritan.
n'allons pas les laisser aller en enfer,
We don't want
Nous n'allons
those
pas
people
rester
to
chez
go
nous.
to hell
à nous chauffer et à dormir.
and
On va
to
prier.
stay here.
On va s'engager avec
No.
les autres chrétiens à travailler.
We're going to
Même
work
si nous
with
avons
other
des
Christians. Even if we
nous
don't
allons
have
nous
great
engager.
roles, we're going
Nous allons dire
to give
à Dieu,
ourselves to God.
voici,
We say, God, here I am.
je suis prêt.
I am ready.
Fais de moi ce qu'il faut pour sauver les indifférents.
Make me what
Qui sont
you
de
want
mon
me
peuple.
to be to
Comme
save
le
the
frère
different
André,
people.
qui a circulé le monde
Remember,
entier pour
Brother
aller chercher
Andrew,
les chrétiens
who went
persécutés.
everywhere in the
Il disait,
world.
je cherche
He
mes
went
frères.
everywhere in
Que
the
ce
world
soit
to
arabe,
look
que ce
for
soit juif, éthiopien.
his
C'était
brother.
ses
He said,
frères à
I'm
lui.
looking for my
Mais
brethren everywhere in the world,
Ben,
Ethiopian Jews.
Nous allons faire comme le
We're
frère
going to
André.
do
Nous allons
the same
chercher nos
as
frères en
our
Normandie,
brother
en
Andrew. We're
France,
going to look for
dans
our
nos
brothers
familles, à nos frères.
in our families, in France, in
Alors,
Normandy. We have
Seigneur,
got
nous
our
te
brothers.
disons aujourd'hui,
Lord,
nous
we
voulons
salute today.
t'abandonner nos vies.
Today we
Que
want
tu te
to
serves de nous
abandon our
afin de
life.
faire passer ceux qui sont
Make
dans les ténèbres
us as instrument for
Satan
you
à la lumière de
to
Jésus.
bring the people who are in
Ainsi
the
nous
darkness to
serons
light,
heureux comme le bon
those who are
Samaritain
under the
était
power of
heureux de
Satan
voir
to
cet
God.
homme-là être guéri.
I want to see the
Voilà,
people who are
bien-aimés, ce
sick
que
to
Dieu
be
nous dit
healed
aujourd'hui.
are the good Samaritan
Sortez
soul.
du milieu d'eux,
Today we say,
sortez
go
de la
out,
rébellion.
go out from
Et
those
engagez-vous
people
dans le
who are
combat.
rebellious.
Amen.
Amen.
La voix du Seigneur m'appelle, prends ta croix et viens.
J'ai choisi Jésus pour guider ma vie. Mon bien-aimé Jésus, il est à moi, je suis à lui. J'ai choisi Jésus pour guider ma vie.